Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Seniors Blue Book University. I am your host, Heather LaPaglia. I have with us Ben and Nancy from Oasis Advisors, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about their roles, the company, how long they've been in the industry, and just share a little bit about Oasis. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Perfect. Fantastic. Ben, I'm going to let you go ahead and get started. Talk to me a little bit about how you got started in the industry. What makes you all different from others?
Perfect. Well, I appreciate it, Heather. I got started in the industry about 3 years ago. Oasis is a franchise system. And so I purchased originally into the franchise into the South Hills of Pittsburgh, and then have subsequently purchased up into the North Hills and covering all of Southwest Pennsylvania now. So I expanded the reach, and I just really felt the strong drive to be part of this franchise system and what they're really trying to do for seniors and their families in the community. So reaching out and having an impact on seniors and their families.
That's fantastic. And Nancy, what about you? What led you to this industry?
Well, I've been working with seniors for about 6 years, and I actually met Ben. I was kind of across the table from him. I was an admissions director at a community, and I really appreciated Ben's professionalism, his attention to detail. And when you're trying to work with a family, it can be a stressful time. And Ben took as much stress out of the situation as he could for both the family and the community. And so when the opportunity came up to work in the North Hills with Oasis, it seemed like a really good fit.
Awesome. So what is it that you all would say makes Oasis different than other senior living advisors in the area?
I guess to start, we are local advisors. Nancy lives in the North Hills. I mean, I live in the South Hills, but very familiar with all of the area and all of the communities in the area. We have relationships with over 130 communities in the area. So it's not about the places that I think are best or what places we think are best. It's the places that are the best for the family in the situation, in the scenario that they're in. So that's having that broad array of communities to be able to reach out to, because we are local and have established really strong local relationships, I think is works really well for the families.
Absolutely.
One of the things I really appreciate about the Oasis model is that the personal side of it is really important. It's part of who we are and what we do. And so I think Ben was the only admissions person or advisor that ever came to tour with a family. So there really is that sense of compassion, of support. If you need more paperwork, I'll go get it for you. If you need help with move-in arrangements, we can help do that. So to me, it seemed both as an outsider and now as an insider that we really are attentive to a family during a time that can feel really stressful to them.
That was going to be my next question for you, Nancy, because like you had shared, you had been on each side of the table. You've been in the community, moving families in, and now you're helping families to find the perfect community. So what are some frequently asked questions, if you don't mind sharing, that you get on a daily basis from families that might be looking for this next step?
Sure. I think we are still working on brand awareness here. And so a lot of times people think, well, what is it going to cost to work with an Oasis advisor? And the good news is it's absolutely free. We are compensated by the communities that we move people into. So there's just no reason why a family wouldn't want to take advantage of our support. Actually, cost is often one of the first questions asked, and that's realistic. Not everyone can afford the champagne cost. And so the good news is that there are plenty of communities available in the Pittsburgh area that cover a wide range. I think they also want to know what it's going to be like. I think we still live under a stereotype of what a nursing home is or what a senior place is. And so communities today are beautiful. They have amazing activities. So just kind of trying to be that reassuring voice that they're not moving into some place that's going to be awful.
Right, absolutely. And I do agree that stigma is still out there, but I'm hoping that we're moving away from that. And now, Ben, Nancy hit it on the head. You absolutely have attention to detail. You juggle a lot of things. You're working with multiple families at a time.
Mhm.
What is a memorable story that maybe you have where you helped a family in need?
Yeah, so one that really comes to mind is I got a call from a gal, was looking for her mom, had the beginning stages of dementia, and she was just dreading the whole process. And she called me and she said, I have a list of 12 communities here that I was just going to start to call before I called you. So after about 30 or 45 minutes of having a phone conversation and getting to know her and her mom and what she was looking for, we narrowed that list down to two. And so we went and looked at those two places. And once her mom moved in, she called me back and she was crying because she couldn't believe how well the whole process went. Her mom was moved in and was loving it, and she was just so scared and so overwhelmed. And everything turned out great, and she was overjoyed with how everything went.
That's awesome. And I think that the benefit of having a senior living advisor in your court is certainly there's amazing admission directors out there, there's amazing executive directors, but they're really not out in the field comparing all of these
Mhm.
communities from one to the next. And so certainly when you work in a community, you can refer someone out, but it might be one or two places that you are able to partner with. You guys have a wealth of knowledge and kind of a guide to help
Mhm.
folks in these times. And I know, especially when folks are dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's, it's a really big deal that they find the right fit. Nancy, is there a story that you wanted to share from your time working with seniors?
Sure. I think obviously the end result is we want a family to move in. And I think Ben told a great story about that. I think that the process of walking with a family is as important. There's lots of ways to define success, and that process of, did a family feel heard? Did they feel supported? Did they feel listened to? When they told us their budget was 4,000, did we send them to a $9,000 place? I think we want that family to walk away feeling like the whole experience was positive, in helping them move forward, because that transition can be difficult, but we try to take as much of the difficulties out of that as possible.
Awesome. And so, if there are any viewers watching today that are either looking for a loved one or know a friend or family member that could benefit from your services, how would they reach out to you?
Yeah, the best way to get a hold of me is to call my phone. It's 412-853-5877. Or you can go to our website at oasissenior.advisors.com/Southwest PA.
And I'm in the North Hills. My phone number is 412-520-5520.
Awesome. Nancy, Ben, thank you so much for being with us today. This is really helpful information, and I can't wait to talk with you guys again soon.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Heather.
Heather.
Thank you.